A luxury superyacht called the Bayesian has become the center of a high-profile investigation following its sinking off the coast of Sicily just last month. That wreckage, believed to hold highly classified data, is now raising serious security concerns.
The mystery around the sinking of the Bayesian superyacht is an added dimension and potentially very high stakes, in that some highly classified secrets are locked in the yacht's secure vaults. Given that the yacht is lying in just 50 meters below the surface and less than a mile from shore, its secrets are vulnerable to a certain category of pirates, perhaps even international spies.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear. Thoughts build up until I can't feel. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. While the news just keeps on coming, there's a lawsuit against the widow from the Bayesian builder. I think it's 222 million euros. That's been happening. And then there's also this news about highly classified information. According to CNN, the sunken vessel lying on the seabed at a depth of about 164 feet is thought to have watertight safes containing two super encrypted hard drives that hold highly classified information, including passcodes and other sensitive data. That's according to an official involved in the salvage plans. He's asked not to be named, but that is what he told CNN. Specialist divers with remote cameras have searched the boat extensively. So like the Titan submersible, quite a lot of technology, quite a lot of manpower, quite a lot of expertise is being brought to bear in this salvage operation, and also in terms of the investigation. Providing security for a sunken vessel around the clock has got to be tough. Perhaps you can patrol and monitor the surface, but how easy is it to have patrols underwater 24/7? Someone could enter the bay in the dark in a submarine, say, and get in and out without being seen. Well, apparently, given the high level of this information that is in these safes, there might be certain people, certain forces that might have an interest in doing exactly that.
The $40 million superyacht Bayesian capsized during a violent storm off Sicily on August 19th, killing 7 people, including British tech billionaire Mike Lynch.
Before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Bear in mind, I am covering the Titan submersible. If you're interested in yachts, engineering, the ocean, and you haven't watched any of the videos on this channel on the Titan, you might want to just browse around. It certainly is fascinating. It's also interesting, the kinds of personalities and psychologies of these really wealthy people, apparently living a fairy tale and then finding themselves caught up in a nightmare. And we're still trying to find out exactly what happened. That's in terms of the Titan, but also in terms of the Bayesian. If you're finding my analysis worthwhile, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button. By the way, I can see from my stats that almost 2/3 of you are watching but are not subscribed. Please do hit the subscribe button to give you a moment to do that. And let's get started.
Possibility that the sunken yacht holds highly sensitive data. Sources telling La Repubblica the Bayesian contained watertight safes holding encrypted hard drives. These drives are believed to contain classified information linked to Lynch's cybersecurity firm.
So who might have an interest in this sensitive data? Well, according to CNN, Lynch was associated with British, American, and other intelligence services through his various companies, including the cybersecurity company he founded, Darktrace. That company was sold to Chicago-based private equity firm Thoma Bravo in April, that's this year. According to CNN, Lynch, whose wife's company RevTom Limited owned the vessel, was also, get this, an advisor to British Prime Ministers David Cameron and Theresa May on science, technology and cybersecurity during their tenures. That's according to British government and public Darktrace records.
Security around the wreckage has been significantly increased, with underwater surveillance and a formal request for heightened protection until the yacht can be raised.
According to CNN, specialist divers surveying the wreckage of the $40 million superyacht that sank off Sicily in August, killing 7 people, including Mike Lynch, have asked for heightened security to guard the vessel over concerns that the sensitive data locked in its safes may interest foreign governments. Now, obviously, these divers haven't been able to retrieve this data. And so while it is there, while it is kind of on board, someone could basically approach the vessel and, perhaps try to gain access to it. The Mission Impossible character Ethan, played by Tom Cruise. Or even James Bond. Meanwhile, we know that Italian prosecutors have opened up a criminal probe into multiple charges of manslaughter and negligent shipwreck. They think that the 56-meter yacht, the Bayesian, may contain highly sensitive data tied to a number of Western intelligence services. And so I think that they are, in a sense, custodians of that. And these authorities probably don't want to get into trouble themselves. We're dealing with very moneyed folks in terms of this whole situation, and they probably want to protect themselves as well from lawsuits. And that is according to sources familiar with the investigation. Now, all I can say is I think they need to get that boat out of the water and on land and within a secure perimeter ASAP. Each day that goes by also erodes the structural evidence that is the craft itself. I'm not going to take it further than that, except to mention that there is a lawsuit pending against the widow. They're seeking, I think it's 222 million euros, that's 186 million pounds, for damage to their reputations. And that's basically targeting the widow and the surviving crew. You can imagine this is very high profile and couldn't have been terribly good for business for the shipbuilder. According to The Sun, the Italian Sea Group is alleging it has faced reputational damage after the superyacht sank off Sicily last week. Now, is any of this reputational damage their fault? A close friend of the Lynch family has fired back, saying the company should be ashamed and its CEO is a disgrace. Now, I can't help thinking, is this lawsuit maybe not just a ploy to silence people from talking to the media about kind of what is going on? In any event, The Sun reports a close friend of the Lynch family fired back at the claim, lambasting TISG's CEO. Quote, they said, the Italian Sea Group should be ashamed. Giovanni Costantino is a disgrace, desperately trying to shift blame. He rushed to the media before all the bodies had been recovered, showing his lack of decency. Now it seems he wants to sue his own clients. So there's definitely a lot of money that is sort of circling the drain in terms of this story. As I said earlier, if you're interested in my coverage of the Titan submersible, if you've not watched any of it, I want to invite you to watch an episode or more. It really is quite fascinating. And we still don't know, we still don't have confirmation of why exactly this craft imploded. It's the worst submersible disaster perhaps ever, but certainly in about the last 40 years or more. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.